FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creatively on Sunday, the 16th of February 2025 with FLOSSTUBE number 257. Welcome back to my weekly YouTube channel about counted cross stitch. I may squint a little bit, very grey light day. Those of you who know me, grey light don't get on at all. Yeah, it's quite overcast today. But we will squint our way through this and hopefully not get a headache later, but that's okay. What's up? So, just a pretty normal week. Was it normal? I don't know what normal is yet. I don't have a new normal, but I did go into the city and work from the office on Thursday and a long day, and then yeah, just doing a little bit of work over the weekend. I do more, but the developers haven't handed stuff back, so can't test what's not ready to be tested. Ongoing challenges there, it's doing my head in. These developers just can't seem to get this thing built quickly or well. We're getting there, but man, it's like wading through treacle. It's so hard work. But this week coming up, we've got sprint. I don't know what it's called. Like when you go from one sprint to the next, like sprint handover, sprint change, sprint finish one sprint, sprint the other. There must be like another way to say that in Scrum land. But anyway, going from one 3-week sprint into the next, so we'll do sprint planning and stuff. And also, I'm meant to be helping folks through user acceptance testing of the bits that are working, and it's, that might need me to be on site for a little bit as well. But yeah, had no big exciting plans this weekend, just a pretty much of a quiet one. I've started tackling my garage on Friday and yesterday. My garage has just been a bit of a dump zone, and I've got way too many bags, like paper bags, shopping bags. I need to kind of cull them, or at least put excess paper bags into the use this for rubbish bag. And I need to put some in my blimmin' car. I filled up my car with things that need to go to a recycling centre, like the stuff that doesn't get picked up by curbside. And next weekend I might go into the city and have brunch with a friend, and then I'll go and drop them off at the southern landfill, because at their recycling centre they have a proper like drive-in and all the things. So there's like metal recycling, a place I can take for wood. I think that's in the actual tip part, but it's all sorted. So I might do that. So the car's got plastic bags and electrical cables that can be donated, and a couple of rusty things, some wood from packaging, furniture packaging, and I've got some broken down clothes, like that rags that to go into a fabric recycling, all that sort of stuff. So the car's loaded up with that. I've almost finished sweeping the garage out. All I've got to do is tackle the big pile of bags that is behind the door, and then reorganize the cupboard, get some things put into that. Then I'll be able to get the car back into the garage. Hasn't been in the garage for 3 days because I pulled some stuff out into the middle of the garage and just left them there. I started yesterday. It just got so hot in there, so half did the garage, and then I was so hot and sweaty I just had to stop. And then also I pulled a muscle in my calf. I don't know doing what, but now I'm limping and my calf hurts. It feels like I've got cramp, but it's not cramp. So I don't know what I did. Anyway, that's my boring tales from home. Nothing else to report really. Nothing. I don't think I've got anything exciting coming up in the next week or so for like going to shows and things. The next kind of big exciting thing's going to be going to the retreat in 3 weekends. Is that right? 2 weekends? 3 weekends? 3 weekends, and the retreat in Christchurch. Okay, stitchy stuff. I've got a couple of things that have come in to show you. First of all, my January thread club from Tom A. Lily Creations arrived. So that's come in from France. What is it? This month's theme is Borealis, showcases a unique blend of new pigments and dyeing techniques, offering a beautiful Arctic January colour palette. And thank you, Melanie, but they are, I think this month's freebie was also a tea, but I already drank it. Here is the palette. It's 10 skeins of 8 metre, 10 skeins of 8 metres. Very pretty. So yeah, theme is Borealis, but it's the January 2025 thread club from Tom and Lily. She often has extras. So while this is a thread club month, that'll include colours that were one-off dyes that you can't purchase necessarily from her regular range. She does often have extra packs, so you might be able to pick up one, or you can always message and say, I love this pack, is it available? So if you ever wanted a particular month, you're welcome to obviously contact Melanie via, I'll probably do it via Facebook Messenger and just say, does she have a pack available or something? So I've done that in the past as well, where I've just not been a subscriber, but I've seen the odd pack that I had to have in my little hands, hot little hands, and she's done that. So during the week, I got a wee message from the lovely Catherine at Country Stitch and saying she was just going to send me my Silks for You was ready to send, but she also had something to send to me as a bit of a surprise, and would I like the bits and pieces that I need for the Bewitching Pixies I showed you last week. So I said, yeah, well, thank you. So she put them in a bigger envelope. So I'm going to sneeze one moment. I didn't sneeze, so that's annoying because there's nothing kind of worse than a busted sneeze. But anyway, so this arrived yesterday, Saturday. So this is the January 2025 Silks of the Month. Very pretty, very soft, but kind of pretty colours, and funnily enough, some overlaps with that pack as well. So that's what came. So the silks of the month is monthly dyes, like they're not necessarily colours from the range, and they are 5 skeins, 10 metres each of Silks for You silk. So those are very pretty. Not at all matching the bright yellow bag they came in. Not that that matters. So last week I showed you that had been waiting for these from kind of on back order or whatever. I just had them on the let me know list at Ribbon Rose, so I picked these up and with the bead packs and mentioned that I needed maybe a bit of Krennic. It turns out I didn't have anywhere near this colour. So Catherine kindly sent me the Krennic that I need for them, which is a very, very fun. It's a black with quite a bit of royal blue in it, so a navy royal blue. So I didn't have that colour, 060 in number 4 braid, and she threw in a couple of skeins of 310. Never have enough 310, and also she was gonna send me water lily, but she said actually you won't need that much. She'll cut some off of some from her stash, so a lovely, what's that, maybe 24 inches, probably a bit longer of a length of the water lilies, because the water lilies is only like in tiny little bit, like in this kind of frondy bit that comes down here, and a little bit in the little dangly bits in here, and similar on Evanora. We've got the little bits down here, up here, and yeah, so you don't need that much. So that was very kind of her to send me that. So now I've got that, apart from fabric, although I might even have fabric, got them all, as soon as I get fabric, those are ready to go. Thank you again, Catherine. Or a reason for Catherine reaching out to me is she'd been watching my FLOSSTUBE, and she offered me this ages ago. I was like, oh, it's fine. No. Those of you who have been around for a while will know that I have a UFO, and I didn't show this in my recent whip parade because I didn't show my UFOs, but I have this. I got this from Ridley. So I subscribed to Ridley, and you know, there were 3 or 4 magazines, sampler and antique needlework from this summer, autumn, winter, I think, of 2015. And I wanted to stitch this Veerlander sampler, just Veerlander sampler, a reproduction by Lisa Harris. Again, it was in a magazine, and I started it in August 2022. It was one of my 50 at 50, and I started it on 45 count limestone linen from Country Stitch, so thank you, Catherine. And I'm using Weeks Dye Works quilting cotton in the colour 1233 Cocoa. I purchased from Catherine. And I think there's a bit of red in it, so when I get to the tiny bit of red, I'm going to just use this Gutermann silk. When I get this like tiny little patch of red. So I started it, but and here's the fabric, here's the start. Oh, I did more than I thought. And the reason I went with the dark brown was more that these would often be stitched in black, but often antique samplers, by the time they've been, you know, they fade to like, the blacks fade to like sometimes a purpley colour or a browny colour. I just didn't want to do black. So that's as far as I got, which actually is quite a lot on 45 count. But I was really struggling. So this has been UFO'd since 2022 because I hate the chart. So it's a really big piece of fabric. It's not quite a fat half, but it's bigger than a fat quarter. And I just struggled with it, and I didn't enjoy it because the chart. I'm going to actually show you a bit of the chart and you can see why. And because it's like essentially screen grabs from Ridley, which essentially those older Ridley magazines are, I think, just scans of the magazine. So they're not individual PDFs that you can then print off. And so the print quality is really crap. And if you blow them up, they're very grey because of the, I guess, the scan. Like the white squares are not actually white, they're kind of grey, very pale. And then it gets too blurry. So I'm going to show you from a distance my chart. It's quite big. So this is all of the various pages taped together. And it's just so little, and I'm stitching on 45 count, and I just didn't like how it was giving me grief. So I tried blowing it up and it didn't really work, and then I just was unhappy with it. Now, ages ago when I UFO'd this, Catherine goes, I've got it on like disc or DVD or CD or whatever you call it. I mean, I've got the digital copy of it. Oh, that's see, it's gonna look amazing finished. So I UFO'd it because I thought I might stitch a different Veerlander. I didn't know. And it just hasn't come out. Anyway, Catherine's kindly loaned me her version, which I've got now printed on great big A3 paper. And I think it's in, anyway, I'm just going to show you a bit of it. So it's been properly digitally, as opposed to this one's actually been digitally recharted. So you can see, look, I can see that from space. So now that I can see it, I'm like, yeah, I'm a lot happier to put it back into the rotation, I guess. So my whip count just went up 1, but now that I've got this high resolution print in A3, I'm really happy to give that a crack. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Catherine. So I do really want a beautiful Veerlander sampler done. So that's going to go back into the rotation. It's on 45 count, so it will never be travel stitched or anything like that. But I am super happy to pick that up again. It's 451 by 332. That's the stitch count. And yeah, there you go. That's coming back into the whip rotation. So my whip just went up 1. So thank you very much. That was very nice, happy mail. I do appreciate that a lot. I'm just trying to think. It's still not my oldest whip, no. Just my biggest UFO. Okay, stitching. What did I do this week? A little bit, not as much as last week, because I worked a lot more. I went into the office and stuff. But I do have an FFO. What, you say? Yeah, and I don't know where I put my little card, but I only stitched this a couple of weeks ago, right? She saw this as an FO last week, and it's my box. This is from, I've still got hot glue everywhere. Cold hot glue, but the string. This is wool box number 6 from Just Love Cross Stitch, and they're a South African brand. It's a kit that I got on sale from, is it Lily & Co in Greytown, and as you know, I finished the stitching. I showed you that last week or the week before, the FO, and then I just put it together. So essentially the little bits, kind of a bit of PVA or white glue, and then hold it together. This one didn't quite, it sort of, I felt like these pieces were a little warped. It was a bit harder to keep it flush. There's a couple of little gaps, like down here. It's not quite together. There's a little tiny gap in there. However, as with the other one, once it has sort of dried, like I held it together with, this is my hot glue string. As I held it together with, what I held it together with? Rubber bands and tape, just while it dried. I then went around the inside with a bead of hot glue just to give it a little bit more structure and help kind of fill in any gaps. So that is my box. So now I've got the 2 finished. I need to work out how I'm going to hang them up. I think that I will, and they're not that heavy, so they don't need like a huge amount of something, but I need to look at one of those like hangers, that something I can like kind of glue in here or here, that it will then just like on a nail or something. I'm not sure, but they're very cool. So yeah, 1 FFO for the year. Woohoo! Off to a great start. I then have a finish. So I showed you my start on Bella Rose last week, one of the Bella portraits from Nora Corbett. I'd done a lot of the background. I'd done her face, the background, and I sort of had the roses and a bit of her hair to do with her features and stuff. So that's Bella Rose, and I started her on the 8th of February. Did I finish her on the 9th? I wrote down that I finished her on the 9th of February. I think after my YouTube, yeah, that night I just finished her. So last Sunday I finished her. So the other 2 were stitched. Just to remind you what they are, we've got Bella, so we've got Bella Butterfly and Bella Bee. So I stitched them a while ago. They're a lot more heavily embellished. And I love how these 4, how all the girls have different skin tones. That I stitch these as called for, apart from Bella Butterfly, whatever colour her skin tone was. Let me see if I can work it out. I went up a shade because I felt like when I pulled the DMC, it wasn't the same depth as her skin tone. I can't even tell which colour it was. I felt like it wasn't this colour, it was paler, and I wanted her to be in lovely and dark. So I shouldn't even show you my current stitching. Anyway, I'll show it because it's here. My beads, I gave it a bit of an iron today, so my beads have fallen over. Whoops. Because she has giant beads that. Okay, here are the stitched versions. So if you can see when I hold up the colour, I feel like the colour I chose, whichever colour it was in the chart, I went the next shade up, you know, the friend. So there is Bella Butterfly and Bella Bee, beautiful. They used to stitch, I was using a scrap of linen, they stitched really close. I might do them into little cushions, or if I do frame them, I'll have to probably put a bit of extra on just for framing, but I'll frame them quite tight with the 2 in the one and then the other 2 in a separate one. So here is Bella Rose. She has the least beads on her. All she has is her pearl necklace and her pearl earring. But there she is there. Very, very pretty. So it didn't take me long to get all those roses in, and then a bit of back stitching and add her beads. And then I dropped, it's a brand new pack of beads, whichever they were, they're cream. I had the packet, 0123. Opening them, and I dropped the whole packet down the side of my couch. Swore, as soon as I picked all them out, a little bits of fluff and stuff, you know. I only vacuumed behind there a couple of weeks ago, but there's still enough just dust. And then I was, you know, because it was only like 20 beads or something to finish her. So I finished the stitching, and I didn't get my bead, I didn't get any like bitsy bob, tacky bob, whatever the hell it is. I didn't get that out. I'll just, and then I knocked them off again. So I only have half a packet of beads left, but it's okay. I was being lazy, and that's the price of being lazy. So I don't know when I'm going to stitch Bella Hydrangea. I'll, you know, have a break for a little while, but I do want to get her stitched before winter, for kind of autumn, so that I can give the charts to my friend Karen. So she'll be next up. But that was a start, that was a finish for the week. It didn't take me that long. A nice quick little palette cleanser of a stitch. They're so sweet. Then during the week I picked up Crowns of the Kingdom, gave that a bit of love. So this is another one of my 50 at 50, one of the handful still remaining. Crowns of the Kingdom by Rosewood Manor on 32 count antique white linen using the called for Petite Treasure Braid. This is a stitch along with my friend Suzie. I'm looking forward to seeing you, Suzie, in Christchurch in a couple of weeks. And we started this on the 25th of September 2022. I've raced, well, I haven't really raced ahead. It's been a bit of a long walk, really. But yeah, I've been giving this a bit of love. I think Suzie hasn't picked hers up for a little while, but that's okay. So, where are we at? I'll show you the whole thing. This is where we're at thus far. Getting there. The centre motif, I will leave till the end to personalise. And this, yeah, I kind of can see the end now, so this might stay out for a bit, because it's at that point now. Once I've got over that 75% mark, 80% mark, I just want to finish. Like I know there are some people who get to like that last little bit and just don't finish, and I'm the opposite. I'm like, I want to finish. So I'll show you what I've stitched on. I did about, let's have a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I did 14 crowns. So basically these 3 and above. So they're all new, all fun. It's amazing how you're using 4 colours. Four colours. I forgot about black. Yeah. 4 different colours, yet such variation with the different combinations of the different colours and stuff. And yeah, it's so much fun. I love that little one, and that one, and that one looks like a telephone. It looks like a telephone to me, that one. Did I even stitch it correctly? Yeah, it looks like a telephone on the chart as well. So anyway, that's where we're at. Cute. So I'll pick it up again, and when I do, where will I start? I will probably start down where above the cartouche thing, and I will stitch, yeah, so I'll stitch these little ones in here, come through here. I'll leave that one till like kind of last, and then come back in here and personalize it. So, or stitch that, whichever I feel like at the time, but I feel like I want to, oh, I've got a stitch that's come undone. Sometimes I'm a bit like this with silk, I don't always finish my stitches very well, and the metallic's a little bit tricky, so yeah, I've got to come back down and fix that one. That's fine. So if I stitch all those ones, how many would it be, given so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oh no, that was done, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 or 15 of the smaller, then that big one, and then in the middle. So I did similar amount of stitching that I did here, needs to happen in here, and then yeah, so yeah, not that much more to do. So I'm really pleased with the progress on that, and we'll just, yeah, might keep plugging away on that, because that one's been hanging around since 2022. And last bit of stitching yesterday evening, I picked up, I might have done a little bit of this on Friday evening, and then I had to frog something about 4 times, so I was like, maybe I'm tired and I should just go to bed. I had a terrible night's sleep for whatever reason on Friday night. I think I probably got to sleep about 3. Yeah, anyway, I spent the day feeling pretty crap because I didn't have enough sleep. But I picked up my Garden Club series. This was a new start in January. Plan to do a month every, do the part every month around the middle of the month. I started this on the 13th, so I thought around the 13th. So I started this on Friday night, so that was the 14th. So by Blackbird Designs, I'm stitching mine on a 40 count linen that I dyed myself, sort of all patchy to give it a bit of colour behind each of the blocks, and using the called for gentle threads, mostly gentle arts threads. So and because I started at the bottom, I did part 10 in January, and I just did part 11, the fairy house. That's where we're at there. You can probably see its colour is a bit patchy because I've kind of splashed different hints of colour around. So this was a start and finish, or a finish for now I should say, because I consider the whole piece a project, and that's where I'm at there. So we got the fairy house in. It does, in person you can see that it's got kind of a slightly more pinky background to that square. This one's definitely a more yellowy background. Just through me splashing different bits of colour around. Personalisation, my initial there in over 1. And yeah, very pink, very pretty, very happy. So that's 2 months in of that 12-month project, so enjoying that. That's pretty much it for this week. I don't have, what else do I have to say? Thank you. Had a couple of coffees bought for me last week. Again, really appreciate it. And no specific plans this week. Probably Women in Profile will come out. But yeah, work's going to probably be quite busy this week because we've got a lot of work to get through, user acceptance testing, and to get our workflows completely finished and get all of them into UAT. At this stage we're still supposed to be going live the weekend of the 1st and 2nd of March, and there's going to have to be some compromises around some things not being available, and I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see what the business says. Thanks again to Catherine for your generosity, and to my coffee purchases, and to all of you lovely people. Thank you for subscribing and coming along and watching me every week. Very much appreciate it. I haven't been watching a lot of YouTube, just I've kind of been still watching a bit of Call the Midwife, or there's a couple of reality shows on at the moment, so like Dessert Masters. So this time of year I usually watch like Dessert Masters and The Amazing Race, and Australian Survivor's coming back, which my friend Lauren messaged me and said, oh, Australian Survivor starts, I can't remember when she said, and we do enjoy Survivor. And we both enjoy American Survivor, but we also quite enjoy the Australian Survivor. We do enjoy JLP, Jonathan LaPaglia, who is the host, brother of Anthony LaPaglia. And of course he's known as JLP, like a lot of the contestants often call him JLP. And JLP is where it's quite different from the American Survivor is that the Aussie and New Zealand humour, we're well known for the innuendo and some of the things that Jonathan gets away with saying as the host when they're like, wrestling in the mud, and I don't know, it's hilarious. And also he's got a very fine figure and we do enjoy when they're out competing in a tropical rainstorm. And so I said to Lauren, oh, I'm looking forward to a bit of JLP in a wet t-shirt. So she was like 100% waiting for JLP in a wet t-shirt, slinging innuendos while the contestants are grappling in the conditions and stuff. So yeah, look, so it's sort of like reality TV season for me. For me, reality TV is MasterChef, Dessert Masters, which is the dessert version of MasterChef that they do. I know it's Australia, I don't know if they do it anywhere else, and it's the Australian MasterChef. And Survivor, The Amazing Race, both American and Australian. We enjoyed Bo from the Australian Amazing Race as well. He's so funny. And he likes to get his shirt off. Well, there's a theme developing here. Food or hosts with abs and wet t-shirts or no t-shirt. Oh, wow. Girls got to get through somewhere, right? All that to say, I haven't been watching that much FLOSSTUBE. Maybe if you're all wearing wet t-shirts and tropical rainstorms, I might get around to watching a bit more, but no. Once reality TV season for me dries up, then during winter when it's wet and horrible outside, I'm sure I'll find plenty of opportunities to watch some FLOSSTUBE and catch up. My God, that was random. Okay, I did all my ironing this morning. I ironed everything. Half of my clothes need ironing, so I need to get the iron out every week and do that. Oh, status of the washing machine, it's rooted. So I am now starting the search for a new one. The guy said it's going to like over $500 to fix it, and it's one part and the motherboard's munted. So I like sweet, but I don't want to. I need to buy the right one, because to be fair, this is, and my intention will be, this is the only time I ever buy a washing machine. It will last me through my dotage, because those are my expectations on expensive appliances, that they will last for a long time. Where was I going with that? Right, so calling on the kindness of neighbours to do the a weekly wash of my actual clothes for a couple of weeks until I sort that out, and then trip to the laundromat. So at least at the laundromat, the machines are ginormous. So I was able to take the equivalent of like 3 loads of laundry for my little machine down yesterday and do it all in one, 18K machine. So, all of the towels and tea towels and all that, and my sheets, kind of all of the non-clothing related stuff. So that was pretty good. And yeah, got that home, got that on the line and stuff. So yeah, no washing machine. I need to buy a new one. So anyway, I better go. I need to get this edited. I'm going to have my lovely neighbours over for dinner. I'm not going to cook them. I'm going to cook for them. And I need to just pop down to the supermarket and get a few things as well, and then get the kitchen organised, and then run the vacuum cleaner around, really. Just normal kind of domestic shit, and then do some work. Meh. Okay, thanks for coming along, and I'll see you all next week. In the meantime, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.